Yeah, one of the things that I've really resonated with in all of this is that the intellect might not understand the healing that's happening, like this non-linguistic healing that's happening.
Absolutely.
On a, like you say, like on a soul level. It's hard to, and I think you gave the example of the smoker.
Yes.
Who tried and tried and tried, but it was all here.
Yeah.
And once he finally surrendered, the healing happens much later. Like the intellect delayed the process.
Right. Or the ego.
The ego, yeah.
Again, the ego is losing control. And so it is fighting it. But the healing is taking place nevertheless. So down the road, it starts to loosen the healing effect, or loosen its grip on the healing effect, and let it start to happen. But it is saying it is happening because of me, not because of this thing that you did.
Yeah. Something wants credit. Someone in there wants credit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've been thinking recently too about how this type of growth is actually the inverse of the kind of growth that maybe our Western style of growth of like gaining knowledge, gaining wisdom. In this case, it's actually a letting go of something, a releasing. And I've even seen, like in the yoga community, people idolizing, certain yogis that have been doing this a long time, as if that's something to attain, as opposed to something to reduce down to, like being boiled down to the core of what we are, without all of the, frivolous thinking and stuff. It's a reducing oneself rather than a gaining.
Right. That's a curious process. Again, it's non-rational. I did a session with a gal some time ago, and she sent me a nice email. We had done a soul retrieval, and she had done her homework, and she was just writing back to kind of bring me up to date on what she had experienced. But she said, "I feel better, and I can't even tell you why I feel better." Like she couldn't understand it, but she knew that there was something in the process that had really worked for her because she felt better. It's not rational.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, is healing rational anyway? Like even in medicine, doctors will say, 2 patients, same illness, pretty much the same constitution. One is amenable to the treatment that we give, and the other one, it doesn't work at all. How come? It's only recently that we have adopted this idea that spirit isn't in us or in the things around us. If you're sick, there's either some physical problem or there's some kind of mental, emotional problem. We don't even ask about the soul. What's going on with the person's soul? But that is actually a relatively recent idea. Before modern medicine, your soul was always taken into account. Because if there's something wrong, then there's something ailing in your soul as well. And we must address that for you to be well. Shamans are always asking, does it work? That's why I think shamanism remains also, why it remains as a practice to this day. Because it has evolved, it has changed. It is not just an empty set of practices, in spite of the fact that many of these things are things that they have been doing for thousands of years. Because they saw that our energetic structure doesn't change, and that we can work on that energy body much the same way they worked on it 50,000 years ago. And through our work, we're kind of, again, as you said, peeling those layers away. And we're getting back to that knowing that's beyond words. After some good work, someone can say, I really feel better about myself, and the fact that I can't explain why I feel better about myself isn't really that important. I'm happier with myself and my life.
Yeah, peace and contentment.
The fact is, life is going to throw us some curveballs and some painful curveballs sometimes. Bad things happen to everybody. And if we have that kind of core of peace, we can maintain ourselves in the center of that storm. We'll get through it. We'll get through it.